I interviewed Thomas Alfredson the other night, and he said something rather horrifying to me, which is that he was someone who likes to shoot only one or two takes. Is that true?
Mm.
Now, what does that do to an actor?
Well, I have, over the years, you find your sort of comfort zone. The more you work, the more movies you make. And I'm a five. I think I average out. You know, I'm a five taker guy. And Thomas really only likes to do two. I push him to three.
He's making Clint Eastwood look, you know.
I used to push him to three sometimes. He is very certain and sort of knows what he's looking for. I found it a little discombobulating at first, and then the more I sort of got to know him and trust him, then I would just sort of let it go.
Well, here's the thing with this movie in particular. It's such a quiet, calibrated, precise performance where when that close-up comes, you have to transmit an enormous amount of information in a very short amount of time. And I would think that that would be terrifying if you only have two takes.
Yes, it is.
You had to sort of, man up and do it.
Yeah. Sometimes I would push him and say, can I do one more? It depends. It's funny. It really depended where we were and what the configuration of the room was. But if the room was too small or the setup was too small, then Thomas would often have a monitor to really just watch the frame. So there was half an eye really on what the camera was doing, and then he would sort of watch the performance. You know, he'd look at the camera and the actor, and he would sort of marry them up. But occasionally, when a room wouldn't allow it, he was further away. And when he liked to take, or that was it, so to speak, you know, he would always do this. He would go, cut, you see. And so we'd do one take, and he'd make maybe an adjustment or whatever, and he would say, sometimes we did one. There's a few here that is one take, where he's used the first one. But
so does that mean that there's a kind of energy, a kind of adrenaline thing going where, you know, you're just there's no luxury here. You have to just do it.
Yeah, you have to, you really have to know it. You have to really know it.
Like, I have to do this. Like, let me give you an example. There's a wonderful close-up. I happened to see it again a second time the other night when I did a Q&A with Thomas, which was really cool. He's very smart.
No, he's wonderful.
Yeah. It was the one where you are registering the detail of your wife's out on the patio. You know, all the stuff that has to do with your wife has emotion in it, a lot of emotion, a lot of different levels of. It's almost like you have 10 things you're trying to transmit in a given shot.
Yeah.
How do you do that? You have to sort of know exactly what you're doing at each moment and how you're.
Yeah, you draw on. You know, there's things you can find the similarities that you have in common. There are feelings and emotions and sensations that I share with George, you know, because he's a person and he's really so beautifully written that he is flesh and blood, and then you are personifying that. You put this book in the shape of Gary, and So you have to find the certain similarities and connections. I know what's coming. I mean, I don't know as George when I walk across that room to that window, but I know what's coming as Gary, and so you prepare. You just have to. It's like winding up a rubber band. So there's the tension. There's all the tensions there, but it's at the point when you let it go. And that's what you do as an actor. So I've done all that work. I know what I see, and I know what I'm going to feel, and I can relate to other things and more personal things in my life. I mean, we've all been love lost, friendship, betrayal. I mean, all those themes that the movie deals with is in the book. That's Anne calling me now. She's back. But those
damn phone.
But those so you're ready for you have to sort of just do your homework and be ready for that. That may have been one take at the window. I think I did the first take, and I think I did a second take, and I don't think the second take was as good. I think I got it in the first one.
Because you said something about working with someone else where you loved the fact that you could do 20 or 30 takes on a given thing to really get what you wanted.
Yeah, I love that too.
You know.